So Reina Tellez, the 22-year-old standing at just 5 feet, coming in on short notice, goes the distance, all 10 rounds. It not only goes the distance, but leaves Amanda Serrano's face like this. Yes, the 7th division world champion in the sport of boxing, one of the greatest women to ever lace up the gloves and step into the boxing ring, former undisputed world champion who just defended her bouts last night in the featherweight division, WBO, WBA bouts. And I want to start this off by saying congratulations to Reina Tellez for putting on a performance that I don't think anybody expected. If there was ever a time to pick a fighter to win by knockout, especially in women's boxing, that fight had it all over. I thought clearly you can see that there is a big gap in between the skill levels of a Reina Tellez, who was coming off fighting a girl who was, 21 and 30, who, if you look at her record, which is 13-1-1, if you look at all the last fighters that she's fought, 5 wins by way of knockout, by the way, none of these girls are on even a B level when it comes to real boxing. And it seemed like this was just the perfect setup for Amanda Serrano to tie CHRISTY Martin's knockout record for the most knockouts in women boxing history, right? It doesn't happen. I thought it was absolutely set up perfectly, especially her return in Puerto Rico. But at the end of the day, she still gets it done. And in my opinion, basically won every single round, even though Reina Tellez at certain times during this fight was landing those big left hooks and right hooks. It was Amanda Serrano that controlled the pace of the fight, controlled the distance, and dominated this fight. Now, congratulations to Reina Tellez to be able to even put this type of damage on Amanda Serrano's face. I guarantee you that Reina Tellez will find herself in another big boxing fight. I see a lot of people saying, what if she had a full training camp going into that fight? But at the end of the day, I still think she won in this fight. There was no way she could possibly be a loser. She was stepping in on short notice. It was a win-win situation for her, and she got it done, my friends. Congratulations to Tellez. Now, for Amanda Serrano, it seems like, I don't know if maybe she was nervous, right? You know, some people, when they go back and fight in their hometowns, they got the nerves in their body. Sometimes they don't come out and fight how they actually want to fight. Maybe it was the size that Reina Tellez had, right? We talked about how she's a thick woman. She's, 5 feet, but fighting in the 126-pound division against a girl, Amanda Serrano, who's 5'5.5". And it's because when you look at their body types, you see Amanda Serrano's ripped up, right? Looking lean. But when you look at Reina Tellez, she just looked like a girl who's eating a bunch of donuts. Now, that's why they say never judge a book by its cover, because the way she looks is completely different than the way she fights. But I do think she missed weight, right? She clearly came into this fight with the size advantage when it came not to the height, but to the body, right? She looked like a big, thick woman. And as I was watching it, 3rd round, 4th round, I said to myself, I don't know if she's going to be able to KO this girl. She's a big girl, okay? Amanda Serrano was doing beautiful body work, landing to the body. I was thinking maybe by the 6th to the 7th round, Tellez was going to get tired. But it never happened, my friends. I don't know if it's, maybe because Amanda Serrano's first fight back at 126, maybe she's feeling some type of way. Maybe she, her record now is 48-4-1, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous. She's almost going to have 50 wins in the sport of boxing. And she's been doing this her whole life. Does there come a time when the power, maybe the speed starts to kind of, get away from you a little bit? I think it's possible, bro. I think it's absolutely possible. Now, at the end of the day, I think, you know, it's just a tough matchup, short notice. Didn't have a lot of time to be able to fight against a girl like Reina Tellez, but it's interesting to see, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen in her next fight. You know, Erica Cruz failed the drug test for clenbuterol. That's the whole reason why Reina Tellez stepped in this fight. We're going to see what Amanda Serrano wants to do next. But at the end of the day, let me know what you guys thought about the fight. And did Amanda Serrano absolutely impress you, or did she not? I thought she impressed me, even though she didn't get the KO win, which we predicted. At the end of the day, that's why they say, when you're putting money on women boxing, expect it to go to decision. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. My name is Alex Ramos. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out.